Hello everyone, welcome back to Connecting Conspiracies. In this episode, I'll be plunging even deeper into the hidden mysteries of our age by making connections between the Nazca Lines, Nazca Mummies, and Tridactyl Mythology. How could these topics possibly be connected? While I'm only able to speculate, I'll do my best to verify all the evidence I use along the way. Let's start with a bit about the Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines are a series of large geoglyphs made in the soil of the Nazca Desert in southern Peru. Most were created by the Nazca culture, who are believed to have formed as early as 100 BC and flourished until 700 AD, although some of these creations have been found to predate their culture by as far back as 500 BC. These lines depict various figures, including animals, plants, and geometric shapes. Here we see the spiral. This represented life, creation, and knowledge to a lot of ancient civilizations. The purpose of the Nazca Lines is still debated, but theories include religious and ritualistic function, and markers for water sources. But as you probably already guessed, the theory we're interested in is the one that involves extraterrestrials. In 1968, a Swiss writer and UFO enthusiast named Erich von Däniken published a book called Chariots of the Gods. In it, he describes his theory that the Nazca Lines were used as landing sites for UFOs. Däniken claimed that the Nazca Lines reflected visits by astronauts from other worlds, who allegedly became the creators of ancient civilizations. His research into Sanskrit literature revealed that ancient humans had written that they witnessed human-like beings with golden skin land on the earth and mine for various metals. He stated that they would come and go as they needed until finally departing permanently, leading these ancient people to create these elaborate images in hopes of pleasing their golden visitors. Scientists and archaeologists of the time declared that his ideas were absurd and should be discarded. These scientists and archaeologists also were able to prove that these lines could have been made using simple tools. So it's up to you to decide what you believe. But like the title suggests, the Nazca lines aren't the only extraordinary phenomenon originating out of Nazca. The Nazca mummies are a number of specimens discovered by a group of grave robbers named Huaqueros in 2017. There's a lot of scrutiny towards them at the moment, so instead of showing you each one, I'll show you what I believe is the most incredible examples and let you decide for yourself. Found near the Nazca Lines, Montserrat and Raphael are considered the most credible specimens among the Nazca mummies. Unlike other specimens, they have undergone rigorous scientific analysis, including DNA testing, CT scans, X-rays, and even an endoscopy. These mummies, with their distinctive tridactyl limbs and other unique anatomical characteristics, have been the focus of extensive study and debate. While some scientists vehemently claim that all of them are made of animal bones and glue, a renowned Western scientist named John McDowell has confirmed that some of them aren't a hoax and need to be studied further. There's an intricate, seemingly natural system of bones, tendons, and nerves in both mother and child. There's metal implants that have healed in various places throughout her body, and metallurgical tests have shown an array of rare earth metals, including gold, silver, and copper. So if these specimens were created using animal bones and glue, it was done using skills and technology that are not known to humans or too advanced for us to explain. Here we can see the moment when researchers from the Incari Cuzco Institute in Peru discovered in a CT scan that Montserrat was a package deal. So we have conclusive DNA scans, CT scans, X-ray and MRI scans, and we also have metallurgical tests on the implants throughout their bodies. There's ongoing investigation on the topic of the Nazca mummies. A website called thealienproject.com has been detailing the investigation from the start. You can find the entire investigation in chronological order on their website. I'll provide the link in the description below. Now, let's move on to ancient Tridactyl mythology. In ancient Mesoamerican cultures, such as the Maya and Aztec, three-fingered gods and spirits were often depicted in their art and writings. The concept of tridactyl beings, creatures with three fingers or toes, appears in various forms across different cultures throughout history. These myths often describe these beings as gods, spirits, or visitors from other worlds. In the US and many other places around the world, you can find petroglyphs that show a variety of ancient events or stories. I find it interesting that ancient humans were telling their own stories of tridactyls on opposite sides of the globe. Were they simply creating magnificent fictional stories for the ages, or did these people lay witness to something so horrifying and extraordinary that they could only carve their memory into stone? Once again, that's up for your interpretation. This petroglyph from the American Petroglyph National Monument is extremely interesting to me. What did this ancient human find so important? I'm sure there's a rational interpretation of these particular petroglyphs, but when you zoom out and see the big picture, the amount of coincidences adding up worldwide starts to tell a story that, to me, is at least worth a peek. So, how are these three topics connected? We've talked about the Nazca Lines, Nazca Mummies, and now ancient Tridactyl mythology. Well, in my opinion, I think the connection lies in the common, widespread depictions and discoveries of tridactyls. Tridactyls have been documented through ancient civilizations all over the globe. We see them being worshipped and also see that they could do amazing things. Did these ancient people see technology so far advanced that they told stories of gods and magic? The revelation of the Nazca mummies is a tough one to swallow, since if these specimens aren't a hoax, then it challenges everything we've ever known, or thought we knew. And with the Peruvian government facing a lawsuit of $300 million for defamation after they claimed the mummies were fake, it gets even more interesting and just raises more questions. The good news is that Montserrat and Maria will soon be facing peer review in America. Maybe soon we'll hear about these phenomenal specimens on the news. As we continue to investigate and interpret these ancient enigmas, we honor the ingenuity, imagination, and dedication of those who came before us. Whether this is all an ingenious, complex fabrication, or if we're actually facing a complete overhaul of our understanding, it sure does tell an interesting, ancient story. If you've made it this far, thank you deeply. Like and subscribe if you would like to see more weekly conspiracy connections. Take care and beware.